was the first to remove the most important and remarkable rudiment in all biblical history. Beginning with John the Baptist, Jesus of Nazareth. Baptism, which is water baptism. In other words, one of the greatest rudiments was water baptism, and the first that came to reveal that water has no importance, that it is a rudiment, that here we are baptized in his death, not in water. What can water do to the physical body? We were baptized into the death of Jesus. That is the true baptism. So he was the first to say that Christ did not send him to baptize. First letter to the Corinthians chapter 1 verse 17 says, Christ did not send me to baptize. And it is rare that the first leader that God chooses, the expert architect for the church of the Gentiles, for his beloved, that Christ tells him not to waste time with water baptism. Chapter 1 verse 17 says, For Christ did not send me to baptize, but to teach, to preach the gospel, not with wisdom of words, lest the cross of Christ should be made of no effect. Now notice, is remarkable, and here is a tremendous revelation. I tell you, it is to marvel that the so-called theologians in 2,000 years have not realized it. Do you know what that is? That all the ministries called Christian, all baptized, even non-Christians baptized. Then when Paul begins his ministry to us, the Gentiles, he said to him, Paul, I am not sending you to baptize. I imagine he said, but what will others say? But to baptize is to wet people. What's in it for you to get someone wet? That is a symbol. When you are already baptized in the death of Jesus Christ. Do you know how much emotional abuse there has been? When a child is not baptized and they tell him, look, he has not been baptized. If he dies, he goes to limbo. When that child is a blessed one who was born chosen from before the foundation of the world, he is perfect, he is complete. And the church doesn't know it. The Pope doesn't know. Imagine, the priests don't know. Even Protestant pastors who think they know the Bible don't know that water baptism is a rudiment that has no importance. Blessed. So Paul, the first one in which God said, I will manifest all my glory, this is the true covenant. Paul, the first. And the first thing he does is to take water baptism, which is such an important rudiment. And he said, Christ did not send me to baptize. No wonder the apostles did not get along with him. No wonder the apostles persecuted him so much. Because imagine removing the rudiment of water baptism. Remove the Lord's Supper. It is not the Lord's Supper if the Passover was already sacrificed for us. How does a piece of bread represent that if that is physical? Yes, everything that has to do with the physical, Paul eliminates. The flesh is useless. You can dip it, you can baptize it, you can anoint it, you can lay hands on it. You can bathe it in the best river, in the Jordan, wherever you want. That does not work here. It is knowledge. Paul says, Christ did not send me to baptize, but to preach his word.